Welcome to GODSpeed, where truth meets life in under 10 minutes. I'm AK, and this is hope for your journey. There's a quote that says, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can all do small things with great love." And I'd argue, for you to do anything with genuine love is enough. Today, we're learning from Paul. He was writing a letter to a church in Corinth. This was a rich, and some might even say a flashy, Greek city. And this group of people he was writing to had turned their unique gifts into a competition for status, instead of tools they could use to serve other people. Who could speak in more languages? Who had the most knowledge? But Paul insists they miss the point. They're actually missing the main ingredient. Let's jump into the letter he writes. 1 Corinthians 13, verses 1 through 3. If I could speak all the languages of earth and of angels, but didn't love others, I would be only a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I had the gift of prophecy, and if I understood all of God's secret plans and possessed all knowledge, and if I had such faith that I could move mountains, but didn't love others, I would be nothing. If I gave everything I have to the poor, and even sacrificed my body, I could boast about it. But if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing. If you were to miss everything else about this episode, the truth you need to take with you is what you do only matters if it's done in love. See, Paul in this letter is saying you could be the most talented, the most impressive, the most generous person in the room, and still come up empty-handed. Because without love, it's just a performance. See, these Corinthians, they had real gifts. The ability to envision the future, understand languages, immense knowledge and faith, but they turned it into a competition. They were flexing in the church, trying to show off and aiming to see who could wow the crowd instead of serve the masses. And Paul, upon hearing about it, he wrote to them to say, "You're missing it. All that talent, all that power, all that ability, if it's not wrapped in love, it's worthless." And yet we do the same thing today. We chase an impressive resume, a viral social post, and constant recognition. We want to be seen. The smartest in the meeting, the most influential leader, the wealthiest donor. But if we're doing it for the applause and not for the people, we're just making noise. And if you've ever spent time in a hospital, you might have felt this actually play out. See, two nurses can check on the same patient, administer the same medication, follow the same protocol, but one makes you feel like a task on a checklist, and the other makes you feel seen. One does the job while the other cares for you. Same actions, different heart, and the difference is tangible. A saying that I heard a long time ago but has stuck with me is that you can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. Love always asks for a part of you. Your time, your attention, your comfort, your focus. But it's the giving of yourself that changes everything. Which leads me to the second point. Love is the essential ingredient. It's what separates a person going through the motions to a person who's actually impacting a life. It's what makes the difference between a paycheck and a purpose. It's the ingredient that turns duty into devotion and an occupation into a calling. Paul's point to the Corinthians was simple. Your gifts aren't about you. They're about service. They're about others. And the same is true for us today. If you stock shelves at a grocery store, stock them with love, because someone's going to grab that item in a hurry after a long day, and your care will have mattered. If you answer phones at a call center, answer it with love. The person on the other end might be at the very end of their rope, and your voice is the first kind thing they've heard this week. Even if you're just manipulating numbers on a spreadsheet in an office, do it with love, because often those numbers represent real people, real lives, real consequences. Whatever your hands touch, let love be the driving force behind it. And the beautiful part, Paul actually defines love for us right here in that same letter. He says love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy or boast. It's not rude or self-seeking. It doesn't keep a record of wrongs. It protects, trusts, hopes, and perseveres. That's the definition. That's the standard. And so this week, when you find yourself leveraging any of your talents, gifts, or abilities, check to see if you're doing this to be seen or to serve, to be crowned with some temporary status, or to willingly care for your neighbor. Because the world doesn't need more hollow content, more careless givers, or smart people without helpful applications. It needs more love. And you, right where you are with whatever you've been given, can bring that. You can take your gifts, your position, your everyday work, and let love transform it into something that actually touches people. And that's not small. That's everything that matters. God, whatever you've designed us to do, help us to do it in love. Bless the works of my hands and the messages of my mouth. May it honor you. Amen.
I will always love you how I do. Let go of a prayer for you, just a sweet word